signing up for the trials and just that whole experience.
Oh, totally. So I think anybody who's like into jiu-jitsu, and that might be a stretch, but for sure anybody who competes in no-gi like knows about ADCC. Like if you're a competitive like no-gi player, you 100% know about ADCC. You maybe don't have aspirations to compete in it, but you probably also do. You know what I mean? It's just like the thing everybody just thinks about it, and it was like always in the back of my head. And I did like have it on my radar the previous year, like I guess probably 2 years ago, and I can't remember exactly what happened at that time. It actually might have been right before we moved, which might have played a factor. But anyways, when I came down this time, actually now that I think about it, this was another one of those like mental things, because you know who I had to fight first round was the girl I lost to at the submission series event a month earlier. And I was so mad because I was like, I am paying thousands of dollars in flights here. Like, can I just like, there's so many women like
be someone else.
Like you just please, right? And so and I always do preach to people about the importance of knowing your rules, because I think that although you always do want to win by submission, if you are a smart competitor, you're going to also use the rules to your advantage when you can't get the submission against a really game opponent, right? Like there are, like, it's not like that's the ideal way of winning is by the points, but like you're an idiot if you don't use that advantage or let that get used as an advantage against you, right? Like, so I didn't go to that rules meeting because in my defense, I had read them online probably at least 30 or 40 times. Like I had read through them and I thought I knew everything. And so I thought that when you pulled guard in overtime, you got a point deducted, which I guess, and maybe that's true in like finals. Anyways, it was not true in this event. So we were like pretty back and forth. We went to overtime. She pulled guard. I had like, and I did pretty well. I had like a sub attempt. I was on top, like just did pretty well. Wasn't able to finish the armbar because I tried to sit up and, you know, sometimes you just watch your matches. Like I have a great armbar and I have a whole system and I like sat up into like a sideways mounted triangle. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't really fly. And I was tired and thought that I was up on points. And so I like let the round finish out and then she won. And then, like my only solace was that she literally collapsed on the side of the mats and her coach was trying to get her up. And I was just like, a win is a win. A win is a win. Before I was walking onto those mats, it was just that same thing of just being like life is a joke. I'm a joke. Why am I fighting her? And then I just kind of had that same kind of like realization. I was like, there's obviously a reason why of like all the people I'm like, so like, you know, you keep saying that like that last event was a fluke. Well, like, wow, what a perfect opportunity to show that it wasn't a fluke, you know? So even though I also didn't win that one, I did still feel like I won certain things like to take home that I, you know, whatever. But the coolest thing about ADCC though is like I have competed and been at like different, you know, no-gi world pans, like kind of events. So I have been at events where I see like the superstars, you know what I mean? Like you see all the people you follow and stuff like that. But this event was cool in the sense that like you're warming up beside a lot of them. Like they're like, cause there was a lot of like, I was like me and Kendall, like Remusic were just warming up beside each other. And it was just kind of like funny because you're just like, because usually they're like, it's just funny because you're just like, wow, we're just doing the same thing right now. Like, it was just kind of interesting. And then you're just seeing them all compete and stuff. So those events are always just so cool because just being there in the thick of things, you know, you're walking past like the Gordon Ryans, the Craig Jones, and like, you know what I mean? Like it's just,
they're all there coaching their teammates or maybe competing themselves, depending on who it is. So that's like, amazing.
Chugga Sean is from the UFC. The guy with the cotton candy like braided hair all the time. He happened to be
Sean O'Malley.
Yeah. So he was actually just like, I guess like in between Jesse and his match when he was going to sign up, like going on to his match to compete. And Sean O'Malley's like, oh, good luck, man. Like gave Jesse a big like high five. Go, you know, it just like, it's just funny because that's not a usual tournament event. Like, right. So
totally.